But before we start, I just really want to want you to take out a piece of paper on your phone or your notebook, and I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. Every master was once a disaster. Can you write it down? Every master was once a disaster. Please raise your hand if you feel the truth of this statement. Yep. So every single master out there, no matter who it is out there in any kind of field, no matter what it is, they started out as a disaster. Before Thomas Edison invented the light bulb 10,000 times, 10,000th time to succeed, he was a disaster 9,999 times, being laughed at by other people. Now, before I became, okay, I'm moving too much. Before I became this confident, ease, happy without, like a room without the roof in Pharrell Williams' song, with laughter you can hear a mile away, and unapologetically me, this person right in front of you right now, just understand that the father of my daughter walked out of our lives 3 days before she was born. Okay? So marinate in that statement. Marinate in that statement. Because I want to tell you that the reason I'm able to become this confident, centered, at ease, high energy, and happy me is because I really took my power back from being the painting of my life to being the painter. I didn't like what I was painting, so I decided to repaint a different story. And stroke by stroke, by stroke, piece by piece, I drew a masterpiece that is the me right now in front of you. And that wasn't me. That was many, many years ago when that happened, because I was left pretty distraught. I was left pretty angry. I was angry. I wasn't even just angry. I was enraged. If you have a scale from 0 to 10 to describe me, I was enraged. I was never a person who get depressed, because I think I just have too much fire in me to go on, and you probably can feel that by now. But this incident made me so angry, because I was, in Australian terms, what's being termed a tall poppy. I was very successful in my career. I became the youngest senior manager of my bank at the age of 27. I was running an operation within Asia Pacific when my bank took over another bank, and then also I had people running on the ground. Let me just say that when I left, I was hiring 2 people underneath me, and they were half my salary. And the youngest people apply for that position was my age. The oldest people applying for that position was about 65. So I knew how precious my position was, which was also another reason, the bank was able to dangle this golden carrot in front of me and say, Silky, just run. And I knew I wasn't happy in Asia working because I really missed Australia, and I was actually quite homesick. But the lure of banking and the experience and the golden carrots and everything else basically just kept me stuck there. And what wasn't even helping was that I'm of a Chinese culture. So whilst I become a senior manager at that time, but I was approaching 30. And honestly, my family and also my peers, being in the Chinese culture as well, really experienced family pressure of getting married, social pressure, peer pressure. I'm really serious. This is like a social pressure. So I settled with someone, which was the biggest mistake of my life, because I really bought into the belief that I wasn't like my worth is tied to my age. So I got together with someone, and we were meant to be married, and then I got accidentally pregnant. And honestly, that period of me going through pregnancy and with him was probably the worst period of my life. I just didn't see, I think he was as unprepared as I was. And so it just created so much issue within my life and, our relationship and all that. And there's a part of what's being triggered that just didn't surface until that was the point. And then it got so bad, so much so it led to basically him leaving 3 days before our daughter was born. Okay. So right now I've completely forgiven him because I completely understand where he's coming from and whatnot. And I can really put my hand on my heart and to say that I value my life too much to be angry at someone right now. You just can't do that yet because I've, if this is the mountain, I've already crossed here and I'm happy and I'm on my way up. I'm no longer where I was. But at the beginning of that time, I was so enraged, so much so I swore I could kill him. I could twist his balls around and really, really just kill him.
Silky, just so you know, Silky, sorry not to interrupt. Bob Doyle's
Sorry.
camera is off. Silky,
Oh,
Bob Doyle's camera is off, just so you know. If
oh, is
someone
it?
can help bring it back on. Thank
I
you.
I have a team of 3 supporting me on this. Come on, guys, what's going on here? If there's one thing that you will notice about me is I am actually very like naturally as a person. I'm actually very happy. I'm very bubbly. I'm very optimistic, which also helped me in terms of my resilience across this, which I'll talk very shortly. My resilience is also in the fact that I don't want to give up on myself. I I want to win. I want to win in the game of life. So after that happened, I was so angry, enraged, and above all, I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed because out of all my peers, let's just put it this way, like I'm fairly, I would say, pretty okay looking. If anyone doesn't have an issue about relationship, it should be me. So at the time,
Oh.
I felt really ashamed just from, and plus I'm a tall poppy and then I became a single mom. Like my choice was so poor that I became a single mom with, everything that I have achieved and everything. So I was so ashamed. So much so I almost disabled my social media. I did not post about my daughter's birth on the social media. I hid everything from all the friends. I shut out the outside world. I just needed to be at peace with me and my baby. And honestly, she is the light um, of my life. When she was born, and the first time I looked into her eyes, I knew I could die for her. I just knew. I just knew. I love her so much that life, it's it, uh, she's above life. Okay, so and she has been that strength for me throughout. And I made a decision, and it was a decision. I made a decision. I said, this has to never be repeated again. No matter what it takes, I'm going to learn everything that I need to learn in order to turn my life around because I want her to know. I want her to never needing to go through what I had to go through, intentionally, unintentionally, whatever I was doing at the time. There were things that I didn't know, paradigms I didn't know. So I was willing to be cracked open because I said, universe, I was successful, but somehow I failed. Out of all of these things, I ended up in a place I didn't want to be, being stuck, feeling stuck in both relationship, career, and whatnot. So please show me the way. And that is when the universe literally opened with teachers. Bob Doyle, the law of attraction master. In fact, one of the first things I had to learn was law of attraction because I realized what I had attracted because of my energy. But we're going to go into more of that because there's more to that than just law of attraction. So the and I began this journey, and I think my self-love, my resilience, the fact that I know that I don't want to get lose to life. I don't want to lose. I want to win in the game of life. That really kept me going. And I trust every single one of you who jump on the call today is a champion. because you don't give up. You are here. You are live. You're not anywhere else on Facebook or anywhere else. You're actually live listening to this. So I really want to applaud you.